Hey, welcome to T Mike TV. I hope everybody's doing well. If I can get you to hit that like, comment, and subscribe, it'll mean the world to me. I got a collection of creepy, not necessarily creepy, but TikToks to blow your mind on what you think you might know. So let's check these clips out.
Hey y'all, watch this video real quick and let me know what you think about it at the end.
So I would like to thank each and every one of you for your hard work and dedication to our cause. In reviewing this year's progress, let me say that we have been highly effective in conditioning the people's minds to accept our solution to the world's problems. The energy crisis here in the United States was exceptionally successful worldwide, and we expect similar success with our upcoming food shortage. Our labor leaders have made great progress by causing confusion and work stoppages in all areas of the world. Financially, the dollar is being devalued even faster than we could have hoped. Politically, the public has lost total confidence in any form of government. The threat of universal war is a daily possibility. As you know, we ourselves do not need to hold any visible office of leadership. As a matter of fact, it's better that we do not. We control the finances, news media, food, transportation, energy. We control everything. It is important that you, as world leaders, keep our program before your countrymen. With our World Bank and computer program operational, we now have the capacity to control the financial affairs of every human being on Earth, by giving each person his own computer number. Anytime his number is used, we would know his financial situation at once. He could not buy or sell anything without his computer number. It will simplify their lifestyles tremendously. The end result will be a one-world monetary and governance system that we alone will control. Yes.
What about the people who forget their number, or their cards are lost or stolen?
We've made provisions for that. By using this laser imprinter, we can painlessly and permanently affix the person's number to the back of his hand or his forehead if he so desires. The numbers would be easily read by this new ultraviolet scanning equipment. For the purposes of demonstration, I've had such a number imprinted on myself. Once this number is imprinted, it cannot be lost nor can it be changed. Now, are there any questions?
What about the individuals who refuse to have this number implantation?
We expect some minor resistance, especially from highly motivated religious groups. But eventually, hunger will cause even the most zealous to conform to our program. Gentlemen, I believe that within a year, 2 at the most, our one world government will be a reality. If we continue on our present course, it is my opinion that we could present the devil himself as a world leader, and the people would accept.
Now, why is the South Pole important? Why do we go down there? It is because the bottom of the world is an untouched reservoir of natural resources.
Strangely enough, there is left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole on the other side of the South Pole, from Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
With a tremendous
So there's a lot of adventure left down at the bottom of the world.
Right up to the ice barrier of the Ross Sea shelf, behind which lay the Bay of Whales and Little America. The only entrance was through a miraculous canyon in the ice barrier. Narrow gaps no more than 400 yards wide, and slowly closing every day. Through this, ships disappeared, one by one, creeping between giant jaws of ice that loomed threateningly off either bow. A harmless threat, though, for all emerged without mishap into the Bay of Whales. Ahead was a landfall of solid ice, and Little America. Navy and Marine cameramen scrambled to be
So they just discovered a rift down under the ocean in New Zealand, and they just found a whole bunch of new marine animals that they've never seen before, y'all. Y'all gotta take a look at these very interesting things, y'all. Check this out.
Let's go to New Zealand now, where biologists have found a wealth of new species after exploring a rift some 5 kilometers beneath the sea. The organisms include some that scientists can't even identify, as well as a strange creature called a sea pig. This ship had one mission: to find new species in the sea before they're lost forever. And as scientists peered into their nets, they found about 100. All seen for the first time in New Zealand's Bounty Trough.
First thing I saw was a very large sea cucumber, about so big. So that was very nice. That came out straight away, and then as we delved through the net, we found a very large specimen of what are called sea pigs, which are sea cucumbers, but they have small leg-like appendages.
The crew of 21 scientists also lowered cameras to the seafloor and found some known species living at unexpected depths. Among them was a Taningia dane squid.
An animal that's over a meter long. It's got the largest light organs in the animal kingdom and hooks on all of the arms instead of suckers. So this large specimen swam through the frame, had a little look at us, flashed its light organs once, and then disappeared off into the darkness. And that was a heart-stopping moment.
In less than a month, the group has found this species of eelpout that's never been described before, this new octocoral, and
we've even got at least one creature which we're not really sure what it is.
The Bounty Trough was long considered.
It's crazy that now they're finding new things under the ocean floor when this world is literally, birthing a new world, right? Everything is going into chaos right now. Tsunamis, earthquakes, everything is happening all at once, and they're here finding new animals. New Earth, right? As the old is being destroyed, the new is being born, y'all. Let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times. Like, comment, and share for more videos. Like, keep up with me on my other accounts, especially on my YouTube, where I go deeper on the esoteric level with these topics at hand. Let's get this shift, y'all. Peace in.
That's why Michael Jackson was cool, because he was going to go on a world tour talking about they don't really care about him, right? Singing all his classic songs that was always against him. Michael Jackson was always against him. The Villalago shit was lies. They injected him with a disease, and then they smarted his image. They tried to kill Michael Jackson in 1984 when they set his fucking hair on fire at the fucking Pepsi commercial. People forget that. That was an assassination. It didn't work. So what they did, they killed his image. Michael Jackson, the rest of his life, being looked at as somebody that's trying to be white because they injected him with disease, and then he was this pedophile / rapist. That's how we looked at Michael all the way till he left us. Destroyed his whole legacy. It wasn't until he left that people remember how much white what he did. And then went back and listened to what he was singing about, and what he was trying to say, and why they attacked him. Because he wasn't as woke as we are today. Stay with me.
You're gonna learn today the real history about the Oscars. Take a listen, family.
The biggest TV show out there. Thank you. It's called the Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar? Thank you. What Why don't they tell us 2 billion people look at the Oscars, but they don't tell you what it is? Two black brothers invented the movies.
Wow.
Came here and opened up Oscar Michelle. Huh? That's who invented movies. Huh? They will name it that, but they won't tell you why it's dark and look like you. Or where did they get the name from?
Wow.
Somewhere.
You have no idea. Do you know who this council is? Who these people are? I'm going to give you about 5 seconds to comment who you think these people are below. Don't cheat. Alright? If you guessed that this is the Anunnaki, then you are correct. They lied to you about the Anunnaki. They lied to you all. This video is going to make a lot of people angry, so this is your last chance to leave. The Anunnaki is not what you think. And those who have taught you about the Anunnaki have been taught by teachers and have been taught by false teachers. And their teachers have been taught by a man who either was mistaken or misleading. Here's the story that they told you. On a planet called Nibiru, there is a very developed species called Anunnaki. They somehow have messed up their ozone layer. This devastates their agriculture and their societies, and there is an environmental crisis. But they find out that there's a material called gold. Yes, and that they can wield gold, then they can use it to close the ozone layer. But there's one big problem. They don't have any, or at least not enough. So they still cannot close the ozone layer. Because of all the food scarcity, a rebellion breaks out, and Alalu unalives the king of Nibiru. Then he takes the throne. The Prince Anu, the rightful heir, defeats Alalu and forces him to run off. And then Anu decides to launch into outer space in a spaceship to find gold. Alalu finds this place called Earth, and he is forgiven for his sins, and they come to Earth to get this gold. So they land in Mesopotamia and they build a city. The Anunnaki realize that it's really hard to mine gold, so they enslave an alien race to do the work. Well, the alien race gets angry, they rebel, so they still need somebody to work it, so they find a primate-like being and they mix their DNA with this primate-like being and create humans. First, it fails and they create monsters, but eventually it works, they create humans. And they were all males and they were called Adumu, and the females were called Hiva. Humans thrive, they're able to build cities, mine gold, they're invited into a land called Eden, which is a sacred garden. Relationships between humans and Anunnaki is forbidden, but Enlil falls in love with a human, creating the Adapa. Let's go over all the things that are completely untrue about that story. There is no planet called Nibiru that's mentioned in the text. Nibiru is mentioned, but there's no planet. Anunnaki as planetary beings, again, this is not mentioned. They're gods of Earth, the underworld, of the heavens, but not specifically a planet or planetary travel or spaceships. There's no mentions, not that the scholars say there's none, and I checked, I didn't find any mentions of the Anunnaki mining gold for their atmosphere. Now these myths do talk about the creation of humans, but not in nearly as detailed as this interpretation does. DNA and things of that nature. Hybrid humans, monsters, it doesn't mention any of that. And it doesn't mention Adumu or Hive, especially not in the way that this interpretation does. In fact, the person obviously took a lot from Genesis and put it into their story, even though there are stories that they share in common, like Noah's Ark. Where does all this false information come from? Well, his name is Zechariah Sitchins. This man, I think, is a very intelligent man. He's also self-taught in the language that he was translating to try to understand these stories. You also have to understand at the time there was a lot of crises, environmental issues being talked about in his time. This is the 1900s, by the way. But also people were just starting to translate these tablets. And so this language and learning this language was fairly new, so he made a lot of mistakes. For example, the way he translated Anunnaki. He broke up Anu Anunnaki. You'll hear a lot of people do this because it comes from this man. He interprets them individually. Anu, heaven, Na-tu, and Ki, sky. But that's not how the language works grammatically. In fact, the Sumerians didn't even call them the Anunnaki. The Assyrians did. The Akkadians. The word was originally Anuna, meaning Anu's children or a royal bloodline. This is important because this is what he based the entire ancient alien theory off of. See, he interpreted as Anu or Anunnaki, meaning sky to earth. So beings who come from above down, aliens. But that's not actually what it meant. And a lot of people have made theories based off this man's theories. And if we're going to be responsible and conscious and intellectual and philosophical and truth seekers, we have to look for actual truth. We have history channels I like to watch, EU and History, pushing this stuff. If you want to read the real stories, go read the Epic of Gilgamesh and Numa Elish. Those are really good starting points. If you're interested in learning about humanity, what happened to us, where things are going, and how to get out the matrix, you need to go read the book called FAMS, Food, Forest, Foraging, Hunting, Anti-Fragile Modern Society. The audio version is free. It's giving you actual lessons on how to escape the matrix and telling you how the world actually works. It's in the link at the